I'm going to be getting started on my 11 by 14 inch stretch canvas and my image already laid out as you can see. And if you'd like help with the drawing process, I do have the image available to trace out in the description box, as well as colors and materials and a short video on how to transfer images to your canvas. So to get started on my palette, I have phthalo blue, raw umber, burnt umber, permanent red, cad orange, yellow medium, a little gap for a couple colors later that I'll add, and of course titanium white. So I have my number 18 angle brush. I'm just going to start filling in the background with that. So I'm going to take some phthalo blue and raw umber. Essentially that makes a black, but really it's a very dark Payne's gray, because I feel like a Payne's gray when mixed with these two colors is better than just permanent black. It helps make it more natural looking in the landscape world, I believe. So just going to block in the tree like so, and there's also one in the middle that I left open just like this. Okay, simple as that, just putting some paint on the brush, just putting values where they go, just blocking in. So I'm going to add some yellow medium to that same mixture for a very dark green. And as you'll see, it changes the value just a hint, just so that I know where I want my tree to start and end and where I want the background to be. Okay, just kind of going around everything just like this. I got some openings here for some direct highlights and sun rays that I'm going to be putting in. It's just easier not to have to try to do that on top of dark values. So I left those two open there. And also down here, I'm going to block in a little bit for a bank here that's going to have some greenery on it. And as you'll notice, this little line here I left between the bank down here around the flower and the upper part, just so I know where the bank and the rest of the background is. Okay, and also right here, I'm going to take some more raw umber and blue and block in our water area just like so. So as you can see, the different value changes here. It's just more blue and brown and then yellow at other times. You can see that dark green. Okay, adding some more yellow for that dark green again. And let's go down here and you'll notice the gaps that I left in between things, again, to show where I want some land features to be. Now I have my number 9 natural round bristle brush. These natural bristles are excellent for doing bokeh effects, that out of focus blurry look. And I'm going to start doing some bokeh stuff and showing some indications of light showing through and some brush in the background. So I'm going to get some orange, a little bit of raw umber to dull that down, a little yellow to warm that up, and some white to bring it up. And just like this, I'm just going to start up here in the upper right corner here. Okay, just kind of something like that, doing these circular motions and just kind of doing something like this. And of course, anything I don't like, I can take that dark base color and cover it right back up. Okay, some more yellow and white, and I'm going back into that green and brightening it up. Let's get some of this green value in now. Okay, just doing those circular motions. You can see with the natural bristles, I can make those fuzzy lines. And it's the perfect brush to do this bokeh effect and get everything looking blurry and out of focus this way. Okay, no cleaning. I'm going to go into some yellow medium and some cad orange, a little bit of burnt umber this time. Burnt umber is a little bit more vibrant than the raw umber. That just changes the flavor a little bit. Okay, a little bit more white into that. I'm looking for kind of a dulled down, sort of a warmed up orangey color. Okay, sort of a peach color. And with this value, I'm going to go in here. This is going to be the start of building up some bokeh stuff for Sunrays, kind of shining through the brush. Okay, so again, those circular motions and this dry, natural, round bristle brush. Okay, most of that color off my brush. I'm going to go into some of that yellow mixed with some blue, just a teeny bit of raw umber and some white for that green value. It's a little bit more vibrant. And let's play this in. Okay, no cleaning. Let's just get a little titanium white and just very little paint on the brush at a time. And I want to strike some of these highlights in here. Okay, that just shows some light play, just kind of bouncing around a little bit. Okay, again, no cleaning. Let's get a little bit more yellow and go into some blue for that green. Okay, more yellow than blue, of course, a little titanium white to bring it up. And the phthalo blue just gives that vibrance to the green as opposed to like raw umber or burnt umber that dulls it down. Okay, more of a brighter, more saturated green. Let's play this in a little bit. Alrighty, again, no cleaning, more titanium white. And without cleaning, of course, with white, it takes what's already there and makes it look brighter so that it appears that light is playing through everything. Alrighty, I'm going to a number 4 nylon flat brush here. This has got some frayed out brushes, and I'm going to keep going with this just to show that you don't always have to have a natural bristle brush to do this effect. So for that reason, I'm going to show with this brush that it can be done the same way, just to give more options. And I'm going to take some orange and yellow, a little brown and white, okay, for again that orangey color, and I can turn the brush like this and create my perfect circles, okay, and work within those and fill them in. Okay, just kind of something like that, or you can just brush them in. I'm just gonna kind of do both, brush them and turn the brush. Okay, it's however, and use whatever brush you're comfortable with. And as you can see, more orange this time, and it's more vibrant. And with all these different values and different vibrant tones playing together, it gives more realism. Okay, more yellow, more white, and more orange, again, changing the value. And let's play this in. Alrighty, running that color off, and now let's get some more yellow and white, and let's play this in. Okay, no cleaning, just getting more titanium white. As you can see, I'm just gonna start brightening up some certain ones. Okay, a little bit right there, not everywhere, just here and there. Okay, letting all these other values play along. Okay, again, no cleaning. Let's get some more titanium white into that yellow orangey mixture. And right up here, I want to brighten this up. And while I'm at it, a little bit of a strike on the tree here. Why not? Okay, something like that. Okay, no cleaning again. I'm going to go into that orangey brown color there. Okay, just going to play some more of this in. Alrighty, let's go into titanium white now. And I want to go in the very center of this one right here. And I'm going to have some that are a lot brighter than others. This shows light play kind of bouncing around. Some areas are really bright. Others are ricocheting and not as bright by the time it gets through the tree. So that adds realism this way. Okay, so I'm going to get some yellow medium, a little bit of white. And on the very outside here, as you'll notice, I just want to encamp around it. This is really going to show some glow and shine of the light shining through. Okay, I'm going to get now some orange and some white into that brown orangey color. And let's go on the outside of the yellow. As you can see, that really ramps up the glow and the shine, really brings in a very magical, inviting kind of a feeling to this. Okay, again, no cleaning. Let's go into some more titanium white. Let's get a little yellow into that, and it has a little bit of that orange left over, so it really isn't too critical. Just letting these values kind of play and mix together and randomly play like this. Okay, if there's something you don't like, take another value or whatever and adjust it and cover right back over. It's all good. Alrighty, let's just get titanium white, and I did clean my brush because I want pure titanium white right in the center of this. I'm not going to go all the way out and take over all that nice glow that I built up. But as you can see, it just really makes it bright and shine and just takes that light play to the next level like this. Okay, now just going into that orangey color again, no cleaning. Let's play some of this in. Okay, just getting titanium white again without cleaning. Let's just kind of strike some of this in here again for some more light play, just like that. All right, with a clean brush now, I'm going to go some titanium white, a little yellow medium, and let's block in our most brightest, glorious light shines that are going to be taking place right here, or sun rays, I should say. And let's just block that in for now. Okay, a little bit of that orangey and little brown color mixed with it, some white. Okay, let's go on the very outside, and I kind of want to surround some of these brighter sun rays and just put some more of these lights shining through. Okay, now let's just get some cat orange And let's get some yellow. And on the very outside again, this is going to start to build the glow, and you'll see this just really come to life and all the brilliance and the vibrance of the Sunray as I put that color around it. Okay, and then a little bit of permanent red. Okay, just a teeny bit. As you can see, that red really ramps this up to the next level as I put it on the very outside of everything. Okay, with a little bit of that permanent red on my brush, I'm just gonna sort of scrub it out here just a little bit, really ramps up the shine. Okay, so with a clean brush now, just pure titanium white, I'm gonna go in the very center of these two. These are gonna be my brightest sun rays here. Okay, and I'm just going to feather those out into those faded colors, just like so. Alrighty, now I'm gonna go into some yellow medium now. Just straight up, I did clean my brush, and again, I'm gonna go on the inner part of this, and let's put this value in. Again, just building these up. And as you know, in the acrylic world, it's all about building up the layers, and it gets better each time. Okay, some orange, burnt umber, a little bit of yellow to warm that up, and now titanium white to brighten that a bit. And I'm gonna wipe most of that paint off the brush. I just wanna start glazing in just these little sun rays here. This is really gonna take this off and really infiltrate this painting with this sunlight. And I'm just going to kind of do something like this. And of course, anything I don't like or any angle that's wrong, I can just take that dark background color and cover it right back up and start again. Okay, no cleaning. I'm going to go into some yellow medium now. Okay, just a little bit of paint on the brush, and right here, I just want to kind of strike that into some of that orange color there and just sort of blend it down into that orange stuff that I just made. Okay, so now I'm going to go to some of that orange value and go back into this. This is also another coat, which is going to bring it out even more, and go and streak it into that yellow value. And this just gives a natural blend look to it. Alrighty, no cleaning. I'm going to get some red and some orange. Okay, just mixing them together, and let's go on the very outside, just like so. Okay, just a little bit more yellow. As you can see here, just going back and forth, playing these colors and pushing them back into one another. Okay, this is really how this gets built up and how things are adjusted and put where they go and how they should go. Okay, with a clean brush, just titanium white. And again, just feathering this white out into those other values. I'm just going to bring it down into that light ray as well. Okay, into those streaks there a little bit. That really just ramps up the shine and really brings in the light, very realistic this way. Okay, no cleaning necessary. Going into some more permanent red and cad orange mixed together. Just a little bit of paint on the brush. I just want to glaze some of this color on the very outsides. Just kind of something like this. Okay, back to my number 9 natural round bristle brush. I'm going to proceed down into more of the background here in the front. Let's go into some more of that yellow and blue for that green. And right here, I'm just going to, again, making those circular motions and applying this in here to make it look kind of like this grassy meadow area. Okay, no cleaning necessary. I'm going to go back to that Made Black with that raw umber and phthalo blue for that dark Payne's gray. And right here where I had this line to separate the meadow from the rest of the background, I'm going to fill this in. Okay, after cleaning and drying my natural round bristle brush, I'm going to go back into that green. That's a little yellow and a little blue, a little titanium white. Let's go in here. And I want to make it more vibrant, adding another coat. Okay, without cleaning, let's get some more titanium white. And I want to start adding some highlights right up here. Okay, after some more white there, now I'm going to go into some more of that orange, and let's go once again right here with those natural bristle brushes, and you can see it really does a nice job of blending and really bringing in everything more realistic this way. Alrighty, now I've added to my palette some violet, and down here some light magenta. And again, with my number 9 natural round bristle brush, I'm going to start building our lovely magical creek now. And so I'm going to take some violet, a little bit of raw umber, and some titanium white, and a little bit more of that brown in there just to dull it down, some more white to bring it up. Okay, I'm looking for a very dull violet, and right here I'm just going to start putting in these different shapes and showing some water indications, but in a bokeh kind of a way. That's why I'm using the natural bristle brushes. As you can see, it makes those fuzzy lines. And of course, anything that I don't like, I can cover up with that dark value. So it's all good, just freestyling it and making a little mark of demarcation here where I want to have the violet and kind of change the water value a little bit. And in there, it's going to be a little bit heavier and more light play on the far right there. So I'm not going to have as many gaps showing there. Okay, just kind of something like this. Alrighty, something like that. And again, I can cover anything if it's not right. Okay, with a clean brush now, I'm going to go into some light magenta, some of that raw umber to dull it down just a bit, and now some titanium white to bring it up just a little bit. Okay, let's get a little bit of yellow, in fact, to warm it just a bit. Okay, something kind of like this, and I want to play this in. Okay, no cleaning. I'm going to take some titanium white, and right over here, I want to make it a lot brighter, of course, because the sun ray is really hitting the water a lot stronger over here. Okay, so something like this. Okay, and with more white, just a few highlights, just going to strike that here and there. Alrighty, no cleaning. I'm going to go back into that brown and blue color here for that dark Payne's gray. I'm going to fill in this little line of separation here between the bank and the river. And as you can see, I'm going to take that dark value here and I'm going to sort of knock back some of this other value and just kind of play in some of these breaks that gives more realism to the water this way. Alrighty, now I'm going to go into some cad orange and a little bit of burnt umber into that to dull it just a bit. And now a good scoop of yellow, some titanium white, a lot more yellow, a little bit more white, and even more yellow. I'm looking for a very vibrant, very warm orange value to really brighten up the water here and really show some sun ray really shining off of it. And I'm just going to scratch that in just like this. Alrighty, no cleaning. I'm just going to get some more yellow medium and some titanium white. Let's get a little bit more yellow into this value, and I want to play that in and scratch it just like so. Okay, no cleaning. I'm just going to take some titanium white, a little bit of yellow into that, and right here I want it a little bit brighter in this area. Again, this shows more of the light hitting the water. Okay, just kind of block it in with that light value, and now I'm going back into that vibrant orange color that I made. I want to strike back some of this onto here. Okay, this just brings in more realism. It shows kind of this realistic light play and just kind of how the water is ricocheting off the water. Okay, no cleaning, just gonna go titanium white, a little bit of yellow medium. And once again, let's place some of this value in. Okay, back to my number 4 nylon flat brush here. I'm going to go into some of that raw umber and phthalo blue mixture. Okay, for that dark value, I want to go in here and I want to knock back just some of this. Alrighty, with a clean brush now, going back into that orange, that yellow, a little bit of burnt umber. Okay, a little bit more yellow to warm that up. Okay, kind of something like that. And I want to play this in. So as you can see, just building up the layers, pushing colors back and forth, adjusting values. And this is what it's all about. And each time, each layer, it just gets better and gets more definitive. And everything starts to look like it should. Okay, let's go into some white, into that dulled down violet, a little bit of the light magenta. And right here with that light value, I just want to strike that right here. Alrighty, now I'm going to go with a clean brush into just yellow medium and no white this time. You can see it's a lot more saturated, and let's really ramp up the glow with this more saturated yellow, and just like so, just going to play this in. Okay, now no cleaning, just titanium white, and again I want to ramp up where the light is hitting the water the strongest, just like so. Okay, going back into that raw umber and phthalo blue for that dark Payne's gray, let's knock back again just some of these values. Okay, back to my large number 18 angle brush. I'm going to go to some burnt umber and some of this light magenta and mix those up for a base color for our tree on the far right here. Okay, just going to block this in. Okay, no cleaning. I'm going to take some titanium white into some more of that magenta and that burnt umber mixture that I made. Let's go on top of this base color. So as you can see, when you play colors on top of other base colors, it changes the flavor of the color that I'm using. It kind of shows that darker color from underneath kind of showing through. Okay, so this is a lot of how coming to the final colors is achieved. It's all about the layers and colors playing with one another and showing through other ones. Okay, now I'm going to go into that dark value again with that brown and the blue, and I just want it on the far right over here for some shadow. Okay, I'm just going to dust it out into that lighter value just like so. Okay, no cleaning again. I'm going to take some more of that dark value of raw umber and phthalo blue, and I want to start bringing this down a little bit, showing the tree trunk kind of going into the ground. Okay, and I'm going to go up the tree with this and just sort of dance this around and show these little bark details, and anything goes. You can play this however, leave some openings kind of like that, and it just really brings in the tree and shows just texture, and really you can just cover anything if it's out of whack or whatever. So super simple, total freestyle, just go for it. Okay, now I'm going to go into some cad orange, a little bit of that burnt umber. Let's get some yellow to warm that up a bit. Okay, going back into that warm glow orange color there with some titanium white to bring it up just a little bit, and just very little paint on the brush with these natural bristles. I'm just going to kind of scrub this in like so. This really brings out the glow and the shine of the sun, and it really ramps it up like so. Okay, so now I'm going to go titanium white, some yellow medium into that same orangey value. Okay, a little bit more orange into that. And let's go onto the tree now. So this is really going to take this shine to the next level when it's kind of hitting the edge of the tree. Okay, something like that. And very little paint on the brush. That way I can kind of see through it. And that way it looks more like light instead of something on the tree. Okay, now I'm going to go some orange and some yellow mixed just to give it more vibrance and saturation. And let's bring this out. Okay, no cleaning. I'm going to take some yellow medium now. Okay, just straight up. It's got a little bit of that orange in there, but mostly yellow. And let's put that right here. I'm really going to take this shine and really make that glow happen even more. Okay, something like that. Ain't that nice? Okay, and also with that yellow value, I want to streak that down these sun rays just a little bit. Okay, that really shows just a ramp up of just how bright this is and just how it's just illuminating throughout the picture. Alrighty, now just again, yellow medium, straight up, no cleaning, no mixing with anything, and let's apply that right here. Okay, how about that? Just something like that. Okay, no cleaning again. Let's get some more yellow, or I'm sorry, cad orange into that. Okay, let's go on the outside now of this yellow. Again, having these warm colors go from brightest to darkest. Okay, just kind of fading that off. All right, and no cleaning. Let's get some red now. Let's get a little orange into that, and let's go on the very outside and do this. Okay, with paint left on the brush with that red and that orange mixture, you can see I'm just running it out on the very outsides like this. Okay, back to my number 4 nylon flat brush, just pure titanium white now, and of course in the middle, not taking over all those bright colors, and just feathering them off, or feathering the white off into those other colors, okay? In the very center, and then just dusting it off, and I'm even going to streak that down just a little bit into those sun rays. You can see here, this is going to really brighten this up. It's almost like you need your sunglasses to look at this. And let's strike just a teeny bit of this white on the outside of the tree here. Okay, just kind of something like that, and check that out. Ain't that nice and bright? Okay, more titanium white, and just a little bit of paint on the brush, and I want to go again out in the meadow here. Let's just add some more highlight. Okay, now I'm going to go yellow medium, a little phthalo blue into that to get that vibrant green. No browns or anything to dull it. And with this vibrant green, I just want to strike this in just here like so. Okay, switching brushes, I'm going to my number 6 angle brush here. That's a smaller brush to get into smaller areas. I'm going to block in our flower now. And I'm going to take some yellow medium, just a little bit of cad orange into that, just to kind of change the value up a little bit, in case something kind of like this. And with this, I'll block in. All right, no cleaning. I'm going to take some permanent red, a little cad orange. And with this, I want to go and just kind of place this in some streaky kind of a way. Okay, just kind of doing something like this. And of course, anything I don't like, I can just take some white and yellow and cover that up. I might have to use a few coats though, because yellow is the most transparent, and so it will take a few more coats to cover up something that might not be correct when using something like this on top of yellow. Okay, so just kind of something like this using the very edge of the angle brush. Alrighty, I still have red on my brush, no cleaning. I'm going to take some burnt and raw umber together. Okay, just to change the value up, a very dark maroon light color, and right here I just want to strike some of this in. Alright, with my number 3 nylon round brush, I'm going to go into some raw umber now. And let's fill in the center, and I'm also going to drag it out and sort of streak it out into that red value. Alrighty, now with a clean brush, I'm going to go yellow medium, some titanium white, pulling through as I turn it to a sharp tip, and with the very tip, I'm just going to tap in these little guys here. Okay, just adding some more texture to our flower. Okay, with that same value, just striking that in and showing some highlights. Alrighty, now I'm going to take some raw umber, a little bit of yellow for that dark army green, pulling it through to a point, and again, my number 3 nylon round brush, and I want to take and just kind of do a stem like so. Alrighty, going back into that same value of the yellow and raw umber for that army green, again, pulling it through to a point as I turn it. And I'm going to start doing these little leaves here, so my recommendation is really be careful as far as putting the leaves in a little bit. I mean, it doesn't have to be exact. As you can see, I'm just using the very point. I'm giving more pressure and less pressure with the tip to give these points, and just kind of doing these basic shapes. And if I do something that is out of whack, of course, I'm going to have to take that background color that I built up and build back up over it, which can be done, of course, but it's not a quick fix, if that makes sense. So every now and again, you might find that fixing something in the acrylic world is not immediate all the time, but it can be done. So don't panic if it does get out of whack. It's all good. So as you can see, just making these basic shapes using the number 3 nylon round brush, I find is probably the most ideal brush for making leaves like this. So again, use the brush you're comfortable with. This is just a demonstration, and what I feel for myself is the best way to make these. Okay, as Bob Ross would call this, a bravery test, of course. All right, so with the very tip again and that same value of that dark army green, just going to create some little stems and just kind of do something like this. Okay, again, going back to that same value, let's go a little blue into that to give it more vibrance on the green side, a little bit more white, a little bit more yellow for a highlight, and I just want to strike some of this value here and there. All right, this is my script liner brush now. I'm going to use this for some grass details. I'm going to go into that raw umber and yellow again, pulling through as I turn it with lots of water. Lots of water is very important on a script liner brush so I can get those nice crisp lines. And with the very tip, just like this, I'm just going to wisp away and just make these little grass things, okay? Any way you want to do this, it's all good. Just kind of something like this. Okay, back to my small flat brush now, my nylon flat brush. I'm going to go into a little yellow and blue, okay, for that green value. It's got a little brown in there, so it is a bit dulled down, but it's a little bit more vibrant because of the phthalo blue, and I want to make some more leaf indications, just like so. Alrighty, no cleaning. I'm just going to pick up some titanium white for some highlights, and let's just strike those here and there. Okay, back to my script liner brush now, and back to that yellow that I just did the highlight with, and let's strike some stems here and there in between these leaves. Okay, just titanium white with my script liner, and let's strike a highlight on the stem like so. Alrighty, with lots of water and titanium white and my script liner brush, I'm going to go ahead and sign, and I want to thank you again so much for following along. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't and or you're new. This really helps me to bring this content to you and keep making these videos for you guys. And so as you can see, just a lot of things going on, some warm and cool colors contrasting and building up layers, using different brushes between the nylon and the natural bristles to create these effects. And it really is simple. You can cover something up, adjust your colors, and it's really about building up the layers, and it just gets better each time. So definitely go for this. Don't hold back. And with that said, please leave your comments down below, and any questions you have, I'll do my best to answer anything. And with that, I want to wish you guys well and happy painting to you.